Class of IP address which provides a maximum of only 254 unique host addresses per network ID. A. Class D. B. Class C. C. Class A. D. Class B. Correct answer B. Class C. Class C network numbers use 24 bits for the network number and 8 bits for host numbers. Class C network numbers are appropriate for networks with few hosts, the maximum being 254. A Class C network number occupies the first 3 bytes of an IPv4 address. The size of the congestion window in the slow start phase of the TCP congestion control algorithm. A. Does not increase. B. Increases linearly. C. Increases quadratically. D. Increases exponentially. Correct answer D. Increases exponentially. Slow start begins initially with a congestion window size of 1, 2, 4 or 10 MSS. The value for the congestion window size can be increased by 1 MSS with each acknowledgement received, effectively doubling the window size each RTT. What is the term for two modems establishing communications with each other? A. Handshaking. B. Syncing. C. Pinging. D. Linking. Correct answer A. Handshaking. The handshaking process usually takes place in order to establish rules for communication when a computer attempts to communicate with another device. Signals are usually exchanged between two devices to establish a communication link. A computer on a 10 Mbps network is regulated by a token bucket. The token bucket is filled at a rate of 2 Mbps. It is initially filled to capacity with 16 megabits. What is the maximum duration f over which the computer can transmit at the full 10 Mbps? A. 1.6 seconds. B. 2 seconds. C. 5 seconds. D. 8 seconds. Correct answer B. 2 seconds. A port address in TCP/IP is dash bits long. A. 32. B. 48. C. 16. D. None of the above. Correct answer C. 16. The length of a port address in TCP/IP is 16 bits long. This means that there are 65,536 possible port numbers that can be used in TCP/IP. The length of the port address in TCP/IP is important because it helps ensure that each application or process running on a device has a unique identifier. In a go back in ARQ, if the window size is 63, what is the range of sequence numbers? A. 0 to 63. B. 1 to 63. C. 0 to 64. D. 1 to 64. Correct answer A. 0 to 63. First, the size of the send window is much smaller. It is to raise to the power m-1. Second, the receive window is the same size as the send window. For example, if m equal to 4, the sequence numbers go from 0 to 15, but the size of the window is just 8, it is 15 in the go back N protocol. When does a DHCP client renew the lease of an address? A. After 25% of the lease has expired. B. After 50% of the lease has expired. C. After 75% of the lease has expired. D. It never renew the lease. Correct answer B. After 50% of the lease has expired. If the client does not receive the DHCP acknowledge response, the client waits for 50% of the remaining time, 7.5 days after the original lease was made, before sending another DHC key request message. This is repeated at 50% that remaining time, 8.75 days after the original IP address lease. In Ethernet, when Manchester encoding is used, the bit rate is A. Half the baud rate, B. Twice the baud rate, C. Same as the baud rate, D. None of the above. Correct answer A. Half the baud rate. The bit rate in Manchester encoding is half of the baud rate. This means that the number of bits transmitted per second is half the number of signal changes per second. For example, if the baud rate is 10,000 bauds per second, the bit rate will be 5,000 bits per second. Station A uses 32-byte packets to transmit messages to Station B using a sliding window protocol. The round-trip delay between A and B is 80 milliseconds, and the bottleneck bandwidth on the path between A and B is 128 kbps. What is the optimal window size that A should use? A. 20, B. 40, C. 160, D. 320. Correct answer B. 40. Bottleneck bandwidth equal to 100 TWENT 8 kbps. Round trip delay equal to 80 milliseconds. Total data equal to 4 into 320. One packet size equal to 32 byte. No off packets equal to 40. If you used SuperNet mask 255.255.248.0, how many bits is IP is going to examine? A. 7, B. 21, C. 14, D. 255. Correct answer B. 21. Supernetting is the opposite of subnetting. In subnetting, a single big network is divided into multiple smaller subnetworks. In supernetting, multiple networks are combined into a bigger network termed a supernetwork or supernet. Which is the correct statement related to Ethernet-based network? A. Ethernet packet should be at least 64 bytes long for longest allowed segment and max packet size can be 1500 bytes. B. Ethernet packet should be at least 32 bytes long for longest allowed segment and max packet size can be 1024 bytes. C. Ethernet packet should be at least 16 bytes long for longest allowed segment and max packet size can be 64 bytes. D. Ethernet packet should be at least 48 bytes long for longest allowed segment and max packet size can be 1482 bytes. Correct answer A. Ethernet packet should be at least 64 bytes long for longest allowed segment and max packet size can be 1500 bytes. ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol is A. A protocol that handles error and control messages. B. A protocol used to monitor computers. C. Both A and B. D. None of these. Correct answer A. A protocol that handles error and control messages. It is used for error handling in the network layer, and it is primarily used on network devices such as routers. As different types of errors can exist in the network layer, so ICMP can be used to report these errors and to debug those errors. Suppose computers A and B have IP addresses 10.105.1.113 and 10.105.1.91 respectively, and T both use the same net mask N. Which of the values of N given below should not be used if A and B should belong to the same network? A. 255.255.255.0 B. 255.255.255.128. C. 255.255.255.192. D. 255.255.255.224. Correct answer D. 255.255.255.224. Consider an ARQ protocol running over a 20 km point-to-point fiber link. Assume a propagation speed of 2 into 10 raised to the power 8 of meter per second. A suitable timeout value for the ARQ protocol may be A. 0.4 milliseconds, B. 0.3 milliseconds, C. 0.2 milliseconds, D. 0.1 milliseconds. Correct answer D. 0.1 milliseconds. Propagation time equal to time to reach first bit from sender side to receiver side. Propagation time equal to distance upon speed equal to 20 km upon 2 into 10 raised to the power 8 equal to 100 microsecond equal to 0.1 milliseconds. Which of the following is correct for sliding window ARQ protocol? A. Source window equal to N, destination window equal to N. B. Source window equal to 1, destination window equal to N. C. Source window equal to 1, destination window equal to 1. D. Source window equal to N, destination window equal to 1. Correct answer C. Source window equal to 1, destination window equal to 1. Go back N ARQ protocol is also known as Go back N automatic repeat request. It is a data link layer protocol that uses a sliding window method. In this, if any frame is corrupted or lost, all subsequent frames have to be sent again. The size of the sender window is N in this protocol. In TCP's algorithm, the size of the congestion window increases exponentially until it reaches a threshold. A. Congestion avoidance. B. Congestion detection. C. Slow start. D. None of the choices is correct. Correct answer C. Slow start. In slow start algorithm, the size of the congestion window increases exponentially until it reaches a threshold. When it reaches the threshold, it stops increasing and continues sending packets through the threshold window, thus preventing congestion. A channel has a bit rate of 4 kbps and one-way propagation delay of 20 milliseconds. The channel uses stop and wait protocol. The transmission time of the acknowledgement frame is negligible. To get a channel efficiency of at least 50%, the minimum frame size should be A. 80 bytes, B. 80 bits, C. 160 bytes, D. 160 bits. Correct answer D. 160 bits. In a network with 10 switches, how many root bridge or bridges would be there? A. 1, B. 3, C. 5, D. 10. Correct answer A. 1. One device cannot be the root bridge and a secondary root bridge in the same spanning tree. A spanning tree can have one root bridge only. If two or more devices are selected as the root bridge in a spanning tree at the same time, the device with the lowest MAC address wins. With the class A address of 10.0.0.0 and a subnet mask of 255.255.224.0, how many subnets can be created? A. 2048, B. 2046. C. 4096. D. 4092. Correct answer C. 4096. 4096 subnets and 4094 hosts. The IEEE standard for token bus protocol is A. IEEE 802.2. B. IEEE 802.3. C. IEEE 802.4. D. IEEE 802.5. Correct answer C. IEEE 802.4. Token bus IEEE 802.4 is a standard for implementing token ring over the virtual ring in LANs. The physical media has a bus or a tree topology and uses coaxial cables. A virtual ring is created with the nodes or stations, and the token is passed from one node to the next in a sequence along this virtual ring. What is the purpose of the preamble in an Ethernet frame? A. Is used as a padding for data. B. Is used for timing synchronization. C. Is used to identify the source address. D. Is used to identify the destination address. Correct answer B. Is used for timing synchronization. The Ethernet preamble is a special field of 7 bytes at the beginning of an Ethernet frame. It is used to signal the beginning of an Ethernet frame and to allow the receiver to synchronize its clock with the clock of the sender. The preamble also contains a special start of frame delimiter. 4 bits are used for packed sequence numbering in a sliding window. Protocol used in a computer network. What is the maximum window size? A. 4. B. 8. C. 15. D. 16. Correct answer C. 15. The sequence number ranges from 0 to 2 raised to the power k-1. If the frame header allows k bits, the sender maintains a list of sequence numbers that are only allowed to be sent by the sender. The sender window can only be 2 raised to the power k-1 in size. For example, if the frame allows 4 bits, the window's size is 2 raised to the power 4-1 equal to 16-1 equal to 15. Hosts file contains A. IP addresses followed by comma and name to resolve. B. Name to resolve followed by tab or space and IP addresses. C. IP addresses followed by tab or space and name to resolve. D. Name to resolve followed by comma and IP addresses. Correct answer C. IP addresses followed by tab or space and name to resolve. You can add the space between the IP address and the domain name using the tab key on your keyboard. The hosts file also lets users change the IP address a domain name resolves to. An IP network subnet has been assigned a subnet mask of 255.255.255.192. What is the maximum number of hosts that can belong to this subnet? A. 14. B. 30. C. 62. D. 126. Correct answer C. 62. Which is untrue for the RPC? A. Allow programs to call procedures located on other machines. B. Avoids the overhead of multiple system calls. C. Allows communication through global variables. D. Provides programmers with a familiar procedural interface. Correct answer B. Avoids the overhead of multiple system calls. It provides a simple interface like local procedure calls, but involves more overhead due to network communication. A layer 4 firewall, a device that can look at all protocol headers up to the transport layer, cannot A. Block entire HTTP traffic during 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. B. Block all ICMP traffic. C. Stop incoming traffic from a specific IP address but allow outgoing traffic to the same IP. Address. D. Block TCP traffic from a specific user on a multi-user system during 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Correct answer, D. Block TCP traffic from a specific user on a multi-user system during 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Port access control. Layer 4 firewalls allow you to control which ports are open and who can access them, preventing unauthorized ports from being used. Malicious traffic filtering. They can detect and block malicious traffic, such as packets with malicious content or brute force attack attempts through known ports. The loss in signal power as light travels down the fiber is called A. Propagation. B. Attenuation. C. Scattering. D. Interruption. Correct answer B. Attenuation. Attenuation is loss in signal power as light travels down fiber networking. Attenuation refers to any reduction in the strength of a signal. It is a natural consequence of signal transmission over long distances. Which of the following pairs is incorrect? A. Application layer and error detection. B. Transport layer and reliability. C. Network layer and address resolution. D. Data link layer and framing. Correct answer A. Application layer and error detection. The data link layer is responsible for transferring data frames between adjacent network nodes. During this process, it employs error detection techniques to ensure data integrity. Application layer provides a facility by which users can forward several emails, and it also provides a storage facility. This layer allows users to access, retrieve, and manage files in a remote computer. Which is correct statement for need of time to live (TTL) field in an IP datagram? A. It can be used to prioritize packets. B. It can be used to reduce delays. C. It can be used to optimize throughput. D. It can be used to prevent packet looping. Correct answer D. It can be used to prevent packet looping. Default route leading to infinite looping sometimes, hence TTL, it restricts the life period of the packet, is used to avoid infinite looping. Hence the correct answer is it can be used to prevent packet looping. Which of the following statement is correct? A. Terminal section of a synchronous modem contains the scrambler. B. Receiver section of a synchronous modem contains the scrambler. C. Transmission section of a synchronous modem contains the scrambler. D. Control section of a synchronous modem contains the scrambler. Correct answer C. Transmission section of a synchronous modem contains the scrambler. Assuming that the packets are correctly delivered, how many bytes, including headers, are delivered to the IP layer at the destination for one application message, in the best case? Consider only data packets. A. 200. B. 220. C. 240. D. 260. Correct answer D. 260. Network A sends a message of size 180 byte. Network B having the maximum packet size limit is 100 byte including 20 byte header. So the possible combination of sending packet from network A to C is so the packet size equal to 260. In FTP, there are three types of dash stream, block, and compressed. A. File types. B. Data types. C. Transmission modes. D. None of the above. Correct answer C. Transmission modes. In FTP, there are three types of transmission modes: stream, block, and compressed. There are two different transfer mode in FTP, ASCII and binary mode. Transmission mode refers to the mechanism of transferring of data between two devices connected over a network. What does WINS stand for? A. Windows Internet Name Standard. B. Windows Internal Name Service. C. Windows Internet Name Service. D. Windows Internal Name Standard. Correct answer C. Windows Internet Name Service. Windows Internet Name Service, WINS, is the Microsoft implementation of NetBIOS Name Service, a name server and service for NetBIOS computer names. Effectively, WINS is to NetBIOS names what DNS is to domain names, a central mapping of host names to network addresses. Which IPv4 address class has few net ID per network? A. Class A. B. Class B. C. Class C. D. Class D. Correct answer C. Class C. Class C IP addresses, where the first 3 bits are 110, are in the range of 192.0.0.0 to 223.255.255. This class is for smaller networks and has 24 bits for network and 8 bits for hosts. Which of the following is not true with respect to a transparent bridge and a router? A. Both bridge and router selectively forward data packets. B. A bridge uses IP addresses while a router uses MAC addresses. C. A bridge builds up its routing table by inspecting incoming packets. D. A router can connect between a LAN and a WAN. Correct answer B. A bridge uses IP addresses while a router uses MAC addresses. The Protocol Data Unit, PDU, for the application layer in the interstack is A. Segment. B. Datagram. C. Message. D. Frame. Correct answer C. Message. PDU for the application layer is messages. A Protocol Data Unit, PDU, is a single unit of information transmitted among peer entities of a computer network. PDU for the physical layer is bits. PDU for the data link layer is a frame. The ABC Corporation of XYZ has a fully connected mesh network consisting of 99 devices. Calculate the number of ports for each device. A. 4950. B. 4851. C. 100. D. 98. Correct answer D. 98. This means if there are n devices in the network, each device needs n-1 ports, 1 port for a connection to each of the other devices. Given that there are 99 devices in the ABC Corporation of XYZ network, the number of ports needed for each device is 99 minus 1 equal to 98. What is the standard subnet mask for a Class A address? A. 255.255.0.0. B. 255.255.255.0. C. 255.255.255.255. D. 255.0.0.0. Correct answer D. 255.0.0.0. Class A networks use a default subnet mask of 255.0.0.0 and have 0 to 127 as their first octet. ATM breaks all traffic into 53-byte cells because A. 53-byte cells are the ideal size for the voice communication. B. 53-byte cells are the ideal size for data communication. C. 53-byte cells are the ideal size for circuit switching. D. 53-byte cells are the compromised size for both voice and data communication, which Project 802 standard provides for a collision-free protocol. A. IEEE 802.3. B. IEEE 802.4. C. IEEE 802.5. D. Both B and C. Correct answer D. Both B and C. The 802 standards are a set of networking protocols defined by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. The IEEE 802.5 standard defines a network topology based on a logical ring with token-based media access control. This standard defines data rates of 1 Mbps, 4 Mbps and 16 Mbps. Router function on which layers? A. Physical and data link. B. Physical, data link and network. C. Data link and network. D. Network and transport. Correct answer B. Physical, data link and network. The router processes data of 3 layers: network, data link and physical layers. However, it functions at network layer only. PIN is A. Packet Internet Grabber. B. Packet Internet Groper. C. Packet Internet Google. D. Packet Internet Gateway. Correct answer B. Packet Internet Groper. The full form of PIN is the Packet Internet Groper. It is a computer network management system software or utility software used to test the network communication between two devices. The purpose of reverse ARP on a network is to find the dash given the dash. A. Internet address and domain name. B. Internet address and net ID. C. Internet address and station MAC address. D. Station MAC address and internet address. Correct answer C. Internet address and station MAC address. Reverse ARP allows a device to discover its own IP address when it only knows its MAC address. This protocol is now considered obsolete as it has been replaced by the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Match the following acronyms to their definitions. 1. HTTP protects IP addresses from hackers. 2. SMTPQ, a protocol associated with web pages. 3. NAT, a protocol used for email. 4. WAP, an access point on a wireless network. A. B. C. D. Correct answer B. Which organization has authority over interstate and international commerce in the communication field? A. ITUT. B. IEEE. C. FCC. D. ISOC. Correct answer C. FCC. The FCC oversees all interstate and international communications. The FCC was formed by the Communications Act of 1934 to replace the radio regulation functions of the Federal Radio Commission. The FCC took over wire communication regulation from the Interstate Commerce Commission. 172.17.225.125 IP address belong to A. Public IP address. B. Private IP address. C. Both. D. None. Correct answer B. Private IP address. The following IPv4 address ranges are reserved by the IANA for private internets and are not publicly routable on the global internet. How many characters does the hardware address contain? A. 12 hexadecimal characters. B. 32 hexadecimal characters. C. 16 hexadecimal characters. D. 64 hexadecimal characters. Correct answer A. 12 hexadecimal characters. An Ethernet MAC address is a 48-bit binary value expressed as 12 hexadecimal digits, 4 bits per hexadecimal digit. MAC addresses are in a flat structure and thus they are not routable on the Internet. Serial interfaces do not use MAC addresses. A digital signal system is required to operate at 9600 BPS if the signal element encodes a 4-bit word. What is the minimum required bandwidth of the channel? A. 2000 Hz. B. 1200 Hz. C. 2300 Hz. D. 2400 Hz. Correct answer B. 1200 Hz. To begin with, for a 4-bit word, since each signal element is representing 4 bits, the signal rate is 9600 upon 4 equal to 2004 baud or signals per second. Similarly, for an 8-bit word, each signal element would represent 8 bits, and so the signal rate would be 9600 upon 4 equal to 1200 baud. Number of bit used for host ID in IPv4 class A addressing is A. 8 bits, B. 12 bits, C. 16 bits, D. 24 bits. Correct answer D. 24 bits. In class A, 24 bits are reserved for host ID and 8 bits are reserved for network ID. In class B, 16 bits are reserved for host ID and 16 bits are reserved for network ID. While opening a TCP connection, the initial sequence number is to be derived using a time-of-day clock that keeps running even when the host is down. The low-order 32 bits of the counter of the TOD clock is to be used for the initial sequence numbers. The clock counters increments once per millisecond. The maximum packet lifetime is given to be 64 seconds. Which one of the choices given below is closest to the minimum permissible rate at which sequence numbers used for packets of a connection can increase? A. 0.015 per second. B. 0.064 per second. C. 0.135 per second. D. 0.327 per second. Correct answer D. 0.064 per second.